432 Hz has been determined to be the only resonant frequency that is capable of naturally producing what is called the Pythagorean musical spiral. It's the same sequence of growth that all life follows, utilizing the formula of phi, also known as the golden mean or golden ratio, and it's the same ratio embedded within the Fibonacci sequence. The math that is evident when tuned to A432 shows what is called the Plato code. Just like there are hidden codes written into the Bible, there are also hidden codes in the 432 matrix. According to many astronomers and philosophers, the 432 Hz is also tied with the music of the spheres, as planets and celestial bodies generate their own frequency. This could indicate that because we evolved on Earth, we are tuned to the cosmic hum of the planet's rotation. The resonant frequency of the Earth has been measured to be 7.86 to 8 Hz, a 5 fractal of 432 Hz. What this means is that if we take 8 Hz as our starting point and work upwards by 5 octaves, we reach a frequency of 256 Hz, in whose scale the note A has a frequency of 432 Hz. It is in this way it could be said that 432 Hz resonates to the frequency of our planet's heartbeat. The 432 Hz frequency has been found in geometrical arrangements in some of the ancient sites such as Stonehenge, Angkor Wat, and the Great Pyramids of Giza. This is the fundamental beat of the planet, the heartbeat of the Earth, known as the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is named after physicist Winifred Otto Schumann, who documented it mathematically in 1952. The Schumann resonance is a global electromagnetic resonance which has its origin in electrical discharges of lightning within the cavity existing between Earth's surface and the ionosphere. This cavity resonates with electromagnetic waves in the extremely low frequencies of approximately 7.86 to 8 Hz. Medical doctors have stated that brainwaves resonate perfectly at around 8 Hz, and that 8 Hz is known to form the groundwork for 432 Hz, establishing that 8 Hz is a 5 fractal of the 432 Hz. How this works in reference in human anatomy is the 8 Hz frequency will resonate inside a person's brain, releasing any emotional energetic blockages, and then the higher octave fractal 432 Hz frequency from Earth aligns and relaxes the person's heart and body. .432 Hz has been with us long before we could quantify it. Famous composers like Mozart and Verdi used it, and when taking a look at Eastern cultures, we find that singing bowls used by Tibetan monks are also harmonic to the 432 Hz scale. The majority of instruments that we've uncovered from ancient sites, as well as ancient architecture from around the globe, were tuned to the Earth's vibration. Truth is, nobody really knows where the 432 Hz originated. It appears that the 432 Hz is sounding regardless of space and time, tuning in with many forms and aspects of life, and many cultures independently throughout human history. .432 Hz truly can be considered a harmonic of light. Sound in air may be defined as the transfer of periodic movements between adjacent colliding atoms or molecules. This sonic energy typically expands away from the site of collisions at the local speed of sound as a spherical or bubble-shaped emanation, the surface of which is in a state of radial oscillation. At the point of origin of the sonic bubble, an electromagnetic bubble is created by the collisions between the air molecules, because each collision creates friction that releases a small amount of infrared electromagnetism. That magnetism, like the sonic bubble, expands away from the source spherically, and it is modulated by the sonic periodices in much the same way that an amplitude-modulated radio broadcast consists of an electromagnetic carrier that is modulated in amplitude by, say, a person's voice frequencies. Thus, the relationship between sound and light is real and very much part of the way that nature works. We cannot talk about the 432 Hz keynote without visualizing a 432 Hz modulated infrared light bubble. John Stuart Reid. 432 squared is 186,624, which comes close to Einstein's calculation for the speed of light, 186,282 miles per second. When we have the A tuning to 432 Hz at 8 cycles for every second, there exists an observable shift in our minds and bodies. The 432 Hz frequency in music has been found to heighten perception, increase the mental clarity of a person, and even unlock intuitive abilities. 432 Hz is a frequency that encourages the synchronicity between both brain hemispheres, which increases intuition, insight, and creativity. The 432 Hz frequency produces calming effects simply just listening to the frequencies, which has been documented to decrease anxiety and stress. The frequency also seems to play a role in meditation, ensuring that the brain is attuned for the general well-being of a person. Music therapists have been using musical frequencies to restore the memory of patients suffering from Alzheimer's and improve the basic movement skills in stroke patients. Science has shown that the patient who is fond of listening to the 432 frequency music before, during, or after surgery would experience less anxiety. This is thanks to its potential to relax the nervous system, which leads to improved vital signs such as heart rate and blood pressure. According to the harmonic principle, any harmonically produced sound automatically resonates all other multiples of that frequency. When note A has a frequency of 432 Hz and 8 Hz as our starting point, and we work upwards by 5 octaves, we reach a frequency of 256 Hz for note C. So when we place C at 256 Hz, the C of all other octaves also begins to vibrate in sympathy. Naturally, the frequency of 8 Hz is also sounded. This is why, together with many other mathematical reasons, the musical pitch tuned to 432 oscillations per second is known as the scientific tuning. The original Stradivarius violins were designed to be tuned to A432. The shape of the violin also aligns to the Phi golden ratio, which has been found to resonate to the natural 432 Hz harmonic frequency. After noting the beneficial impact of this form of music, this tuning was unanimously approved at the Congress of Italian Musicians in 1881, recommended by the physicists Joseph Savard and Felix Savart, as well as Italian scientist Bartolomeo Grassi Landi. In contrast, the frequency chosen in London in 1953 as the worldwide reference frequency, in which all music today has been tuned to, is 440 Hz, which has come to be defined as disharmonic, since it has no scientific relationship to the physical laws that govern our universe. The music we listen to on a daily basis is almost always tuned to 440 Hz, an unfortunate scenario given what we know about the harmonic frequency of 432 Hz. Here we have a harmonic series tuned to note A. As you can see, 432 Hz corresponds to the 27th harmonic, which may be an odd number. However, since this odd number lands before the 32nd harmonic, it manages to land perfectly on the note. 440 Hz falls on a mean between the harmonics, which signifies that it technically doesn't resonate harmonically to note A, as compared to 432 Hz, which resonates perfectly to the 27th harmonic. After the 32nd harmonic, only even-numbered harmonics continue to function as notes, while odd numbers begin to function as means because they operate at smaller and smaller intervals. 432 Hz is a note, and 440 Hz is a mean. A musical note is the minimum element of a sound. When a string vibrates, it moves the air molecules around it. This agitation of the molecules occurs at the same frequency as the string vibrates. A musical mean is a midpoint between two musical intervals such as frequencies, notes, or octaves. 432 Hz corresponds to the 27th harmonic, which resonates perfectly on a note. 440 Hz corresponds to 55th harmonic, which lands on a mean. 432 Hz is based on the power of 3. 440 Hz is based on the power of 2. The power of 3 or 369 forms a perfect triangle or pyramid which resonates to phi, the golden ratio. The power of 2 forms octaves, the intervals between one musical pitch and another will double its frequency. The power of 3 is central to the flow of the perfect fifth, the musical interval corresponding to a pair of pitches with a frequency ratio of 3 to 2 or very similar. The power of 2 contributes to the Mobius circuit and Rodin coil, which also correspond to a balanced fusion of the powers of 2 and 3. The power of 3 could be seen as a dimension above our matter-based scale. The power of 3 could also be compared to resonating more closely to the higher heart, third eye, or crown chakra. The power of 2 links to our matter-based scale, so in this way perhaps 440 Hz could have potential more so in the realm of shaping or supporting the physical foundation, root chakra of our bodies and of the earth. Perhaps it becomes less about 432 Hz being better than 440 Hz, but more about understanding the differences, the unique potentials of each, and the beautiful dance of divine harmony throughout the universe. Something for us to ponder and explore. Instruments such as the violin, flute, handpan or hang drum, piano, didgeridoo, Tibetan singing bowls, bird songs, cat purrs, as well as our own human voice, can all generate tones which resonate to 432 Hz, the resonant frequency of the earth. Research from the Pyramid Science Foundation has concluded that many pyramids, as well as phi-shaped temples, such as the many ancient temples and structures built by our ancestors, are shaped according to the same golden ratio of phi. These structures, therefore, have the potential to resonate or generate the frequency of 432 Hz, as well as the 5 fractals of 432 Hz. According to the Nature Healing Society, visiting these structures can have a unifying effect on mind, body, and spirit. However, if we can't visit these structures in person, simply viewing them in photos, film, imagining them, as well as learning to draw the fundamental sacred geometry embedded within the structures can still have a profound harmonizing effect. George Leoniak, master geometer and founder of New Geometer's Sacred Geometry, teaches us how to interpret as well as replicate the foundational geometry at the heart of nature and many ancient golden ratio harmonic structures. George has a YouTube channel, New Geometry, and offers sacred geometry courses as well as a free 40-page PDF available on his website, newgeometrycourses.com, to help teach us the basics of aligning to nature's sacred foundation. Angles of pyramids such as the Great Pyramids of Giza, the Russian pyramids, the temples of Teotihuacan, as well as sacred sites such as Angkor Wat, Stonehenge, and many others, align to the Phi golden ratio, which resonates to fractals of the harmonic 432 Hz frequency. The 76.345 angle, a perfect Phi fractal, fits in the center of these pyramids, and is based off of Dan Winter's model of the imploding dodecahedron, which aligns to the fractals of golden ratio of Phi. This alignment generates a golden ratio vortex of ions spiraling upwards as well as downwards. Essentially, the Phi shape of the pyramid creates ionic implosion or generation of life force energy, aka orgone. From this perspective, if you were to draw a perfect golden ratio spiral, it would fractal within the proportions of the pyramid from top to bottom. Looking at it from the side, it may also appear to create a stack of golden ratio spheres, a series of interconnected toroidal fields. Geometer George Leoniak and Charlie Zeiss of the Pyramid Science Foundation present a new model of universal scaling, which links the torus, the progression of the Platonic solids, and fractal Phi scaling. Dan Winter's new book, Fractal Spacetime: The Origin of Biologic Negentropy, discusses his new research into a new form of physics which knows why and how centripetal forces like fusion, gravity, and life force are generated with specific electrical symmetry, and how this symmetry is essential to our survival. It is no mere coincidence that the exact same dodecastellated geometry scaled to Planck and golden ratio, phase conjugate magnetics, in addition to healing planets, also demonstrably reduces pain and accelerates healing in humans. Restoring compression where the fractal bleeds from loss of self-organization is more than a poetic metaphor, it is the only way out of chaos. Dan Winter. What is orgone? Orgone is a form of mana, prana, chi, or life force energy which originates from the earth. It is expressed quantitatively in nature as negative ions, which are generally in greatest abundance in the forest, near waterfalls, and at the beach. Beyond the magnificent beauty of forests, waterfalls, and beaches, there are certain elemental aspects of these areas of nature which are providing to our nourishment, vitality, and overall health and well-being. When we visit these locations in nature and when we walk barefoot on the earth, we absorb the negative ions through our feet as well as reconnect to the earth's resonant harmonic frequency of 432 Hz. Have you ever felt this almost unexplainable rejuvenation when you explore or rest near a waterfall or at the beach? We owe this peaceful yet refreshing feeling to an increased number of negatively charged beneficial ions in the environment. Negatively charged ions neutralize the damaging positive ions emitted by radiation, toxins, and EMF, electromagnetic frequencies from Wi-Fi technology. Natural orgone in the form of bioactive negatively charged ions is generated through the piezoelectricity ability to generate heat or energy of natural elements of the earth in those areas with living water, quartz, as well as a diverse variety of rocks, minerals, and trace metals. Potential benefits of orgone include, but not limited to, improved energy, better circulation, heightened creativity, faster healing in minor wounds, enhanced plant growth, neutralized Wi-Fi radiation. Just like the Phi-shaped architecture built by our ancestors, orgone pyramids generate 432 Hz by their shape, as well as through the resonant frequency of the elements used to make orgone. 432 Hz frequency can be created with orgone pyramids, also known as orgonite, at home using sand, rocks, crystals, charcoal, cement, mortar, or resin, and small pieces, smaller the better, of scrap metals such as gold, copper, silver, or brass. For mortar, it is common to use various forms of non-toxic art resins such as art and glow, ecopoxy, UV epoxy, cement, as well as sodium silicate, essentially liquid glass. A diverse variety of materials and instructions on how to work with nature's elements to make your own 432 Hz Earth Orgone frequency generator can be found at www.ohmofferings.com. For non-toxic epoxy, we highly recommend Art and Glow. Art and Glow is a great quality, non-toxic resin, dries crystal clear, and so far has been really easy to work with. If you'd like to give Art and Glow a try, you're welcome to use the 20% off coupon code provided below in the video description. Evidence from science and nature has been pointing towards 432 Hz, leading us to the conclusion that we should use this sacred frequency to help us form the basis of tuning instruments, as well as other forms of creation, such as gardens, architecture, as well as interior decor and design. This is especially true if the goal is to generate harmonious experiences aligned to the rhythm of nature, our original source of light and life. Hertz is the rhythmic pulse of life, the heartbeat of the earth. It is strong, steady, and sure, constant, day in, day out, sunrise, sunset. Even when there is disruption, nature has a way of finding harmony again, of bringing itself back into balance. As humans, we often find this difficult to do. The good news is we can take the lead from Mother Nature and learn to come back to simplicity, focusing on what is truly important. May the beauty and balance of nature be with you and with all life. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the presentation, please consider a like, comment, subscribe, or share. More videos on the way. One love to everyone.